Hello, Msafiri family. This is another night here, and I am going live and recording with you. Your host is Sika with the Msafiri Podcast, where we speak all things diaspora. And today I have special guest being the last day of the Black History Month. She will be joining us, and we'll be hearing from her what it means growing up in the United States as a Black woman and what this month means to her. So, welcome to my guest, Karibu. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate, you reaching out and allowing me to be on here. Definitely super pumped up.
Yes. I am pumped up as well. I'm really excited. Would you just briefly introduce yourself to Msafiri Podcast audience, please?
Yes. So my name is Valencia. I reside here in Detroit, Michigan. I'm born and raised, literally just moved back here over the last couple of years after living in Texas briefly, which I discovered like this undying passion for creative writing. So I've been creative writing for about 3 to 4 years strong now. And now I'm also like in the actual path of floral design and all of the things with floral and everything like that. Just kind of like picking up on the energy within that space and everything like that. So yeah, just finding my footing with where I stand and everything in the world, and just allowing God to use me in every way possible.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction and telling us a little bit about yourself. To my listeners, I hope the audio is good. We haven't tested the live yet, but I'm hoping it's good. Valencia, let's start with some icebreaker.
Okay.
It'll be like
Yes.
3 questions. The first one, what's one thing people often assume about you that isn't true?
Well, often they assume that I'm not capable of making the best decisions when it comes to my own life. For some reason, when it comes to certain things, it seems a little bit outlandish, but it's just like me trusting what God is telling me directly and showing me, and like acting upon those things. And sometimes that can look a bit crazy on the outside looking in. So yeah, half of the stuff is like you can kind of believe it when you see it. So yeah, that's basically where I stand with that one for sure.
Yes. What's something about you that surprises people when they first meet you?
They think I'm like super like quiet and like shy.
I can see that.
Yeah. When they get to know me and I'm like, I'm opening up and everything like that, like it's a whole nother story. Like
Yes.
I'm really kind of like just very humorous. Love to definitely like get to like have quality conversations and really get to vibe with people for real. But I'm very selective about who I let in as well. So that's probably what they're looking for. Yeah.
Next one. What's one thing you enjoy most about being in your early 30s right now?
One thing I've discovered about 30s is that like it's a different sense of maturity there. Like I feel like I have lived and like learned so much, but it just feels like this like refreshed type of energy to where like things are kind of like coming together, and I'm more like confident and allow myself to like rest in like where I'm headed in life.
Yes.
So yeah, I can really, really appreciate that about my 30s so far.
That's awesome. All right. I think that was fun, right?
Yes.
I enjoyed hearing these questions because I know sometimes they can catch people off guard. It's like, I've never thought about that. All right, let's turn it to another section about your personal story and growing up. And for audience, it's the last day of a Black History Month, as I said, and so we're kind of building up into that and Valencia's personal experiences. Can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing and background, please? So at least our audience can know who you are a little bit more.
Yes. So as I mentioned, literally born and raised here in Detroit, Michigan. And that has its pros and its cons, because I learned so much about just street smarts, I would say. Learning, what to do, what not to do, and how to navigate what that looks like growing up. It could be a little bit challenging because it's like things are completely different from what they were back then.
Yes.
But the whole dynamics of it, when it comes to like family and everything like that, just learning so much from like not only the survival, but the downside of like seeing dysfunction and, all these health issues that linger and, different stuff like that. And these are things that's still kind of happening today, unfortunately. And it's like the upbringing of what that looks like. I haven't let it define the woman that I am here today, for so many reasons, but yeah, it has its colors as well.
Yeah.
Growing up in Detroit, it's a beautiful city, I would say at times. So yeah, that's one thing that I can definitely appreciate about it as well. Just overall,
Yes.
the city helped to shape and grow who is brought to you today. Just what that looks like.
It's amazing. Like being street smart, I think it's a really good thing because
Yeah,
you can use it in so many ways. it's just a knowledge that goes beyond books.
Beyond, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, and Detroit. Detroit is a beautiful city. I've visited there a couple of times, as I said. One of the things that I would love to do is, I know in Detroit there's that huge river that separates Canada and the United States, and there's like that walk along the river.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I
Yes.
haven't been able to do it. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to do in Detroit.
Yeah, that's the Riverwalk.
Yes, the river walk. Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean also like downtown has like really, they have built like really new like cool things like coffee shops, like restaurants. So it is a beautiful, it's a beautiful downtown.
Definitely.
Yes. Okay. Let's see here. What else here? When did you first become aware that race played a role in the American society?
That's a really good question there.
Yes.
I definitely feel like it dawned on me like around probably my early teens, mid-teens, to where like it was a reality check in some way. So I say this because growing up, like the culture is all like, is rooted in like only just people who represent like my skin tone and,
Yes.
what that like in my specific like circle and area. But I remember as a teen, me and friends would like go skating all the time, and it would be like in a suburban area.
Yes.
To where one day we were waiting on our ride and we were walking, and it was late at night. I remember clear as day, that was the very first time like someone from another race ever called me out a racial slur. And I was so taken off guard for so many reasons, because it's like I'm so young, but at the same time it's like, oh, like this is how other people see me, and this
Mm.
is something that you would hear about is like this hateful thing, and you experiencing it is like traumatizing in a way. That young child, even though I was growing up and like facing that, it really stuck with me. Like, this is
Yeah.
what race is. Like, sometimes it has a thing where you're kind of looked at a certain way, even though I know it's not all that. Like, it's not all that of like hate and all these different things that we experience, and even on a larger magnitude. Like, but it definitely dawned on me then, like, oh wait, this is what that looks like from this perspective, in a way.
Yes. Absolutely. I can imagine it can be uh, traumatizing, especially at a very young age. Being called names like those slurs. It can be really traumatizing for a young individual. Even I can only imagine. Even when I came to the United States in 2010, I was already pretty mature because I came here to join college, and I I never thought about race until I came to the United States. I thought about like
Mm,
tribal, like you're from which tribe, but I never
mhm.
even at one point thought about my skin tone, my skin color, right? So it was,
Right.
and so having here and to be conscious about my skin tone or skin color, it was like bothersome. Definitely, it is like this sort of
Mhm.
stress that I was experiencing. I still do, which is
Mm.
very unfortunate. So I can imagine like even having to deal with that at a younger age. Growing up, like with your family, did your family talk about Black history or cultural identity at all? Is this conversation you guys had?
Honestly, I wish we did more. I don't
Mm-hmm.
recall like a lot of like learning through my family about these things. Yeah, so that actually would have helped me to prepare a little bit more for that
Yes,
experience, as a teenager. But unfortunately, I had to learn, you know, the hard way
the
through
hard
that
way. Yes.
experience. Yeah.
uh, yeah, it's because it probably like every family is different. There are families who will talk about particular uncomfortable conversations, but
Hmm.
some families also don't get that opportunity to do that. And so,
Right.
yeah, thank you for sharing that. And then, who influenced or shaped you the most when you were growing up? Is there any particular individual?
Oh, yes, absolutely. My grandmother, the matriarch, the patriarch, sorry, the
Mm-hmm.
head
Yes.
of, like, the glue of the family, definitely shaped me as a young girl. Just seeing her light in this world, she was
Mm.
so kind and like giving, and a prayer warrior. Like, that's one thing that stuck with me, is still with me to this day. 23 through her. Yeah, so she's definitely influenced so much of my life growing up, and even to this day, for sure.
Definitely. Wow. Grandmothers, you said your grandmother, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. Um, I'm assuming your grandmother lived during those. I don't know how old is she? Are you comfortable sharing that? Is she like? Because I'm assuming the time that she grew up, definitely she's older than you, so it was even worse when it comes like to things like segregation and all
Hmm.
of that.
Yes, absolutely.
Um, then what experiences helped you shape how you see yourself today, especially after at your teen years, being called those names. What
Hmm.
exactly helped you like shape who you are today, despite all the odds?
what experiences shaped that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm. I remember things that happened in a way that were like this like supernatural thing that would happen
Yes.
um, a few times on a few occasions. I remember one being young and like experiencing this car accident happen right in front of my home. My
Mm.
cousin ended up being involved. Um, I was literally in the back seat of the car beforehand,
Yes.
and I remember like being so angry all the time as a young girl. I had an attitude. I had an attitude with everybody because I'm like everybody that was like in my family that was older than me. Because I'm
Yes.
just like I don't know. I was just like so over them. I'm just certain decisions they would make. But on this occasion, I remember my cousin ended up telling me, go in the house and put the bags in the house. We had just came back from the store, and yeah, like I was just kind of like stubborn. I'm like, no, I don't want to go in. She's like, go in the house, go take the bags in the house. So eventually, I got out the car and I did.
Mm.
I come back out, and right then and there, like it was a busy street, so the car ended up riding really fast and hit the back of the car. The whole car just
Wow.
flew across the street to a neighbor's home across the street. And I remember just like the flash of like that experience happening right before my eyes. I'm like, did this just happen? Just like froze in that moment. But just seeing my cousin able
Mm.
to like walk across the street, she's limping, all that stuff, and I'm just seeing this smoke go by,
Yes.
like seeing my cousin be okay and like knowing that she was and like what just happened, like just kind of processing what that looked like. That experience changed everything. And it's making me emotional because like I almost couldn't have, survived what that would have looked like if I was still in that back seat.
Right.
The whole back seat of the vehicle was crumbled like a can, literally. And yeah, um, only God, literally. That's all I know for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Um,
Definitely only God.
so
Yes.
yeah, that it was like, okay, I'm protected, and I know that God can speak through people, and all these different things, and on multiple occasions I've experienced that throughout my life. These things happening where it's like, it's only from a higher source, or beyond the physical of what I see. So those are things that help shape me as like a believer,
Mm.
as a woman who knows like this is only temporary.
Yes.
And it's all these different forces that's working for my good that I can trust and believe in for sure.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Amen to that. Because definitely, it's only God can protect somebody like in that situation. Like we can't really necessarily say it was a coincidence. It has to be like a divine intervention.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
all right, let's look at the the culture and everyday experiences for you growing up here in the United States. Um, what is something about Black culture that people um, often misunderstand? Is there particular something that a lot of people misunderstand about the Black culture?
Mm. About their own Black culture, right? Or
Yes, it could be the whole Black culture. It could be the other races or other
mm.
groups.
Oh, that's a good one. Because it's like, people assume automatically like the black, the skin tone is target, or like you have like this automatic, like, I don't know, like you're a threat, basically. Like you're a threat automatically because of, the way you carry yourself or the way you are represented uniquely in your own skin. So, that's obvious, for so many reasons. Firsthand, my own experience as as I mentioned, but usually with our own culture and race, oftentimes we kind of don't understand one another, and that could be a disconnect. So just kind of taking the time to really connect and learn about what makes us all the same, what makes us connected, via race and otherwise as well.
Yes. When I asked this question, you asked me, is it within the Black community, and I had to say is within the Black community and also the other races. Is that something that you is often seen, like that the community itself can be enemy to itself? Because I've seen that in the African culture.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. For whatever reasons, like that's why we experience like black on black crime, different stuff like that happening. Because I sometimes don't even understand that.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to process, like, why certain things happen. And it happens also with other races as well. But like, it could be a multitude of things. Greed,
Yes.
ego. Sometimes it's like you have to prove a point to somebody for whatever reason. All these different things that sometimes it's foolish. Just
Yeah.
in general. But yeah, it happens.
No, I agree. There's one singer in South Africa who said, there was a lot of segregation in South Africa back then with the white minority kind of, segregated against the blacks. And Lucky Dube was this reggae music artist, and he, in one of his songs, he said, just because you are black like him doesn't mean you are my friend, and also just because you are white doesn't mean you are my enemy. And
Ooh.
and and we see that a lot, whereby you can have people in your own community that will do more harm to you than actually at another community. And so basically what it was kind of saying is, in this music was, at least from my interpretation, is there are good and bad people in every community.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is so true. And as you're saying that, I'm thinking about it from a spiritual perspective.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, because it's like you can't see necessarily the certain spirits and energy that enters whoever.
Yes.
Like I feel like
yeah.
now that I think about it, and that's a scary thing. It does not. I don't feel like it's like, oh, I'm only gonna be this dark energy in this specific group,
right,
or whatever the case may be. It could be a black, white person, polka dot green, young, old, whatever, an animal. Like, yeah. So yeah, that's some deep stuff right there.
No, I mean it is. Even you'll find, even in families, even if you live community, even within families, you can find like siblings who hate each other like so much.
Right.
So it really goes back to like what the spirit is operating on each individual, despite the race, from what family they're coming from. So what is the spirit operating behind that individual? Is there a particular meal or food that you grow up eating that you consider belongs to America or to your culture, that you will always defend? I'm kind of trying to step away from serious stuff a little bit.
Oh my goodness. So the first thing that comes to mind to me is barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I feel like that's the thing where it may be like a southern thing, that
Yes.
has like generated all throughout, the whole US and just like the entirety of culture as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one I would definitely defend. And now as a fellow vegan, because I don't necessarily eat all of the beautiful, tasty ribs and all the things that I used to eat.
Yes.
I still kind of make sure I stick to like having those like flavors mixed in some type of way.
Yes.
I can still grill like a plant-based sausage or whatever, still put that barbecue sauce on there, still,
Yes.
get get some sense of like what it is that, that comfort was for me growing up as well.
I have to agree with you with the barbecue. Because I normally, like in the summer, you find a station just randomly across the street. They just station and they start grilling, and you can smell the aroma. And when you go there, like, to buy some, you just see like this huge grill and just
Yeah.
like, yeah, delicious. Like you could just say like, admire it just why it is just roasted. So it is
Yes.
definitely like, and you can see, in this case is always enough a Black American, and they are always very proud about it. Like
Yeah.
you can like you can sense the energy.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
can. People have grilling shoes and different like, their grilling gear. Like,
Yeah.
it's serious business when they like pull it out. Like they have the apron on or whatever.
Yeah.
The uncle, aunties, like they about to go on the grill and throw down.
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of times, Valencia, there have been people asking me to interview like some professionals, like somebody who is like a doctor in this, very special in this. But a lot of times I've opted more like to talk to young people like you. Sometimes obviously I talk to other people, but I've also really tried to make sure that I never leave young people like behind, because young people represent the next generation, right? Of every
Right.
society. And so sometimes when I may ask some of these questions, somebody may think, why would you ask that kind of a question, right?
Okay.
But hey, I'll ask it because I think it's necessary. So my next question is this. Do you have a music or any kind of artist that represents the current generation, your generation? I know like people like Michael Jackson represented some past generation. I mean, he's still famous even today, even after he's long gone. But is there an artist that you would say in your generation represents the Black culture?
In this instance, I'm thinking about somebody who speaks on like certain things that, needs to be talked about in our generation, using their platform to, creatively share these things. Man, oh man.
Why do you think I can think of one? Have you heard of Speed? I Show Speed?
I don't think so.
I Show Speed is a YouTube streamer.
Okay.
I believe he was born in Ohio. And then he moved to Michigan with his dad. So he grew up somewhere in Michigan. I don't know if it's like Detroit area but he has got to be really famous. Right now he kind of visits like different countries and kind of showing, how different countries basically look like.
Yeah.
And the recent tour that he did was in Africa.
Mm.
And he really changed a lot of what a lot of people think about Africa, because a lot of times, the main social media platforms, or CNN and or all the big ones, they only show the worst part of of Africa. But I sure Speedy,
Yeah.
always Black American, went there,
Mhm.
and him experiencing, people, us back here, just seeing how much amount of love he received,
Wow.
from the people there, and showing actually what Africa really is, not just picking like the most poor neighborhood and filming it, And
Hmm.
it changed. Like it has we've seen the change in this, because I think it's only like maybe in his early 20s, so it's very young. Yeah,
Sheesh.
he is like very young. So he really changed the mindset of a lot of young people, and now you start seeing people crying on social media saying, "Oh, they have been lying to us about Africa. They've been lying to us about Africa." So I can say that's an artist. Like, it's not a musician, but he's an artist in his own design. That is
Yeah.
has really changed or is impacting the community. Sorry, I did
Wow.
not mean to hijack the question.
No, it's perfect. Because I honestly would like to actually have known like who you would actually say. So I'm
Yes.
glad you actually did it. And it's kind of helping me to like think about, certain people
Mm,
um on my end as well. Um One person I thought about specifically who's
yes.
actually from Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
who is, this amazing artist to me. And my favorite at that, rapper Big Sean.
I've never heard of him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He literally speaks on like certain things. He has a different like um range of like things that he speaks on, but
Mm-hmm.
specifically a lot of things that he hits on when it comes to home literally is just like, what that's like growing up in Detroit. And it's like
Mm.
being able to relate to that, kind of, the downside of like, the things that happens, but also making it out.
Yes.
And losing people at a young age, seeing people pass on, and being able to kind of show like the side of like, these things happen, but at the same time, they still carry on like the magnitude of possibility as well. It's like,
Yes.
you get to be here, you get to do these different things, you get to share your art and inspire people. That's one of the reasons why I'm inspired by him personally.
That's good.
Because of
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely that person I feel that could speak to, me specifically, but the Black culture, but also culture in this actual city as well.
Yes. Because I mean, there
Yeah.
is a lot of barriers that are sometimes can be in place that can make it difficult for a person of the minority or minorities, and that including Black Americans, that are very systematic.
Absolutely.
So that's good. That is, it can inspire people and also show people the way to make it out.
Mhm.
Um, I think this is a good one. What's something funny or relatable about growing up in a Black household?
Ew. Relatable. Oh my goodness.
Oh, something funny.
Or something funny. It's the humor for me.
Yes.
Like, you get these funny stories about like crazy things happening. Like, for me, I randomly like remember like family gatherings and like people doing like things where it's like you kind of question it like as it's happening like afterward. You kind of like respond to these things happening firsthand and it's like you're laughing at it, but it's like that actually wasn't funny. Like that person like really just kind of like either like cracked on that person about what they were wearing,
Mm-hmm.
or just like, had like the shade of like somebody walking in and they're like side eyeing somebody, like just judging them,
Yeah.
and having this like expression like nobody sees you like judging this person
Mm-hmm.
firsthand. And it's like, cut it out. Like, don't, what are you doing? Get it
Yes.
together. I don't know. Like those different moments where, auntie or uncle is like acting out. It's like, you ain't got to do all that.
Right. One of the things that I've, maybe these are by the way, but maybe to mention, maybe in connection to what you just said, is one of the things that I when I think about Black Americans is the level of honesty that they can have.
Absolutely. At times.
At times, yes. Definitely at times. Like, very brutally honest.
Yeah.
So but I love the energy. I think they bring the positive vibe big time. Let's look at the Black History Month a little bit. What does this month really mean to you personally? Does it mean anything to you or not really?
It definitely means something to me. And the meaning has shifted over the years. Like it went from like learning about these amazing people who sacrificed their time and their resources and their livelihood for the well-being of not only me, but just us overall, to see us thrive and to have possibility and opportunities,
Yes.
positioned for us to be able to thrive. So, it went from that to now seeing it from a creative perspective. Like now I'm so locked in to like celebrating through creativity.
Mm.
And yeah, that's something of where I'm kind of standing with it now to keep
Yes.
it alive. Yeah, and I can think of a few things that I've seen through social media, but not only that, like film in general. Like I
Yes.
love stories, documentaries, hearing the stories from that, but also like the production side of it as well. Like I could think of like watching on Netflix, the Shirley Chisholm. I think that's how I'll say her last name, Shirley Chisholm. Um, the congresswoman. She was like the first U.S. Black U.S. congresswoman, and she actually went on to run for president.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah,
Nice.
and like I've heard of her, and not have known like much about like her story.
Yes.
So I watched a movie on Netflix, Shirley, which tells her story, and it's spoken and represented through actress Regina King. And the delivery of that literally was so breathtaking, just to
Yes.
see like this woman of like power and authority believe in herself to say, I'm gonna run for president, and to prove people wrong, and just to see what that looks like. And I don't know if you know the story about like what actually happened with that. Like she didn't actually get a chance to, of course, become president.
Yes.
But, just to see that tenacity there, to not allow her being a woman, a Black woman at that, to define, what she could actually do. And that speaks volumes for sure.
No, it does. It does. And I believe that's just one of the many Black women that have proven to break barriers and, to rise above all the challenges,
Mm.
to make a difference. I think about all the women, Black women who have done or have invented like, new inventions like the GPS, among others. Um, and they're just proven that the Black women, they play a big role in this society. And they have
Oh,
been and they continue to be.
mhm. Yes,
um,
I agree.
I think my next question, you kind of answered it because I was going to ask your understanding of, if your understanding of, this Black History Month, if has changed as you get older. And it sounds like you have transformed on how you view it, how you celebrate it, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, do you think the young generation, let's say, like your generation and even younger, do you think that they connect with this time period of Black History Month celebration differently than the older folks, by any chance?
Mm, that's a good question. I would love to ask my sister that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, your sister. And my cousin. Like, I would love to ask them that because, from a younger perspective, I don't really even, know much or hear much about, how they feel about
Mm,
Black History Month. Like, is it a relevant thing to them,
yeah.
Um, I feel like through social media, they still kind of get, certain things. And in school, hopefully, I hope that they're still talking about Black History Month and like, really taking the time to educate them and give them a chance to like even explore themselves. Like in school, we used to have like the projects where you get to like pick someone who is a part of Black history and like do a book report or create a board or whatever, with the facts and different things about these people. But yeah, I definitely feel like it's some similarities that is still there, but yeah, things have definitely changed for sure.
Yes. And that's kind of goes in line with my next question. If that, in your own opinion, do you think that this time that has been set, 28 days, maybe once in a while, 29 days in a year, to
Mhm.
to celebrate the Black history, do you think it's necessary, or um, in your own opinion, do you think it has maybe outlived the intended purpose for the celebration?
Ooh, that's deep. I love that question.
Yes.
I say keep Black History Month going for
Yeah.
as long as we live, literally. Like allow us
Yes.
to keep on talking about our Black history, to be reminded of where we come from,
Mm-hmm.
what opportunities and privileges we have today, and what the future holds, the history and things that we get to make right now. May we
Yes.
get a chance to be talked about. Like, that's important because it's still things that's happening, literally, that we have seen, those that have come before us, to see them fight for those things. And, it kind of repeats itself to where we do still see certain injustices happening and are, self having a fight to be seen or heard or to have opportunities, um, that literally, they literally kicked doors down and, had to fight for us. So yeah, we definitely need to keep talking about Black History Month and
Yes.
continue to add on Black history, and to continue to, like I said, celebrate it, get creative. We don't have to like see it in this one, you know, perspective of like, oh, you gotta, do the extensive research and all these things, but to have fun with it and
No.
celebrate it.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely agree. I agree. I think that's a good perspective. Keep it going. And it could be a time of education, people even to share their experiences, because just to make sure that younger people get to learn about the history. Um, Otherwise, I think that's one of the ways of preventing history repeating itself, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, for
So
sure.
this this channel Msafiri Podcast, a lot of times is dedicated for African diaspora, people who have moved to the United States, or were born in Africa. They have come here either as refugees, either as students, or they won like green card. And mostly we explore what are the challenges that the African diaspora face on daily
Hmm.
basis. But also we look at the wins, the that they have been able to achieve great things as well. Um, and so with that, it comes with interaction between the Caucasian, the Mexicans, Hispanics,
Hmm.
the Black Americans. Um, what would you say, or how do you feel? Do you feel connected to the African or the broader African diaspora by any chance? Have you had an opportunity to interact with African diasporas who are here from maybe different countries in Africa? And how has your experience been?
Mm. So firsthand, I'm thinking about mm, certain music
Yes.
that that has blessed my ears and to help me to get to express the thing that I love, dance. Um, that's one thing that really stands out to me. I think it's what is it called? I'm in piano, Afro beats. These, the different things that get a chance to like make its way over here, and you see that collaboration happen where you
Mm.
see Americans and you see people from these different regions over in Africa, like getting a chance to like collaborate, and you get to let see your favorite artists and
Yes.
learn somebody new through them.
Yeah.
And all those different things. So I'm thinking about that on one end, and then I'm thinking about the power of college, being in like what universities and different stuff like that, because you get to see like foreign exchange students or like different people come over, and you guys get to like sit in these classrooms together, and you kind of get to like develop friendships if it comes to that, and get to experience outside of your norm, and that could be a beautiful thing for sure, as you
Yes.
know. 'Cause even with my friend who is a mutual friend of ours, like
Yes.
getting a chance to like even have the connection, bring these type of conversations together.
Yeah.
That really makes a difference for sure. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
No, yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. Like this always something that somebody else from with a different experience they can always bring, and also them gaining, from the people they are found in a place. And again, as you said, universities are a good place where these connections are made, um,
Yeah.
and networking.
Hmm.
Some of these questions, Valencia, if there's a question that I ask and you don't feel comfortable, you can say skip and I'll skip.
Okay.
So I'm just
All
putting
right.
out there. You have that option.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's go.
my next question here, Valencia, for you on this last day of Black History Month is there anything that you wish Africans better understood about African Americans or Black Americans?
Whew. Man, oh man. One thing that African Americans understood better about Africans.
No, let me read again. What do
Uh,
you wish African Americans better understood about? No, I need to flip the question. what do you wish Africans could understand better about African American?
This is a good one that I don't want to skip because I'm thinking about.
Yes.
I feel like when it comes to work ethic, like we haven't experienced like, you know, having to push through, to like, do certain things. Or it's like, you guys, you get to see like this grit that happens, like from Africans, where it's like, oh, you complaining about that? Like, no, that's nothing. Like, you can, push past that, if you actually experience like, what it is I've been through, or just how I've grown up, and that's that
Yeah.
strength there.
Mm.
We can use that strength, but also we can use some grace there too, because we like, what? Like we haven't experienced, having to necessarily, work through and kind of see, the best side of what it takes to do certain things. I feel like we kind of have more of a like a relaxed type of privilege that we don't necessarily need all the time.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that we can actually learn from for sure, But yeah, that if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. It does make sense because again, I know Black Americans, and I know this is one of the things. I know a lot of Black Americans. Some of them need to say no, not coming Black American. I want to be African American. But for now, I'll just for the sake of this conversation, I'll just use Black Americans. Even though their life has been difficult for sure, I can relate to what you're saying. But when we come here as Africans, we look back where we are coming from, you find that there's not a lot of opportunities that are created for us, to thrive in. And so when we come to United States and we see all these opportunities, we kind of jumping in, and it's like try to take advantage, of it, So it's I think maybe part of it, maybe from what I'm hearing is sometimes is either just being used to what is available, or maybe I don't know if I don't want to say like not appreciate enough what is available, because sometimes even now there are a lot of things that I'm blinded, I can't see because I haven't I haven't experienced anything different, right? For example, something simple that we can relate is when I was growing up, I never appreciated the sun or beautiful mornings and beautiful afternoons until I came to the United States, and you have 6 months of no sun, no sunset or no sunrise, right? So, and I realized, oh my Lord, I had such a privilege of being able like to gaze at the beat of the sun every morning rising up, or like, like sunset. So it is true. Like sometimes when we have something, we it's very possible to take some things for granted. And sometimes, yeah, it took me to come to the United States to appreciate something like the sun.
Yeah.
Like a beautiful sunset. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That was a good answer. And then the last one in this section is as conversations about identity changed in your generation at all?
Yeah, it's definitely that's a well versed, wide. I can approach this in different ways.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm end up passing on that one.
All right, sounds good. I think let's do something fun here. So I'll give you a question with a blank space. So you just fill in the blank space. Sounds good?
Okay. Sounds good.
So just say whatever comes in your mind first.
Okay.
Yes. The first one. Black History Month feels like dash.
It was like Home.
Nice. Second one. Being a young black woman in America means dash.
Means power.
Next. Representation matters because dash or blank.
Because it's necessary.
Next one. One thing I wish people understood about black women is dash.
You know what? Ugh. I want to fill in so many blanks there.
Yes.
But you know what? Just because we're strong doesn't mean that we don't deserve rest.
That's true. Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. Next one. My generation is dash.
It's evolving.
Nice. Progress looks like dash or space.
Progress
Looks like
looks like imperfection.
all right. Next one. The future of Black America is dash.
It's protected.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. The last one. Something I'm proud of about my culture is dash.
I'm thinking about humor. I'm
Yes.
thinking about the ability to keep on just laughing and pushing through regardless.
Mm. Okay. I like that. I like that. All right. So now let's look at a little bit about the future, hope, future, and legacy. What gives you hope for the future in America or United States of America?
Whew. Man, oh man. From an honest space,
Yes.
a sight unseen space. Whew. I feel like faith, literally. Like, because that's all that we have, that's all that we need. Like, we have no clue what anything holds and entails when it comes to what's happening in America right now. But God does. So I would say just to stay tapped in, because that's the source of whatever solutions that we need, like whatever anxieties that we have. You know, rest assured, like that. Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. Next one here is, and we are winding up.
Okay.
I know I've taken so much of your time, so I'm trying to hurry up so I can release you here. What kind of impact or legacy do you hope to leave someday? Or I guess maybe what impact you want to have in the society,
Ooh, that's a
especially
beautiful question.
in the Black community. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think about that often. Like that's important to me. Like I think about impact, about purpose, and all of those things. I would say to represent what the best version of me looks like, and to also like not be held back by the experiences and the upbringings, but allow those things to like mold out like the best person that gets to like directly impact somebody just from being obedient, just from being creative, sharing art, sharing my light, just being true and authentic to who it is that I have like fought to be, because I briefly touched on like, dysfunction,
Yes.
with family and everything. And sometimes that looks like being the one who says, I am literally going to have the best possible life for myself.
Mm.
And I'm going to have wholeness. I'm going to have health, wealth, all those different things. And I'm going to dare to be the change that I wish to see, despite those things, despite the dysfunction from then and despite the dysfunction from what's happening now. Because everything isn't like all sunshine and rainbows. Like I still have these different, struggles and different things that, everybody, does, but, I get better because of it. And it's hope for my future and it's hope for the people that I get to, show that, it's better on the other side of whatever it is you're going through.
Yes. Wow. that is fantastic. Looks like I think I'm frozen. Camera, still capture me. What's going on? All right. It looks like I'm back.
Yeah, because I can still see you moving on my end.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you're seeing.
On my end, I was like, I am frozen. Yeah, on my end, it looked like I was completely frozen. I move around. I couldn't. I'm not moving. I'm like, what's going on? All right. The last question on this section, and then we'll kind of finalize the last little section here.
Okay.
What message would you like to give to young girls watching you today?
Oh my goodness. I would say the same thing that I feel like I needed to hear when I was a little girl.
Yes.
Just that you are seen, that you are heard, that being curious and asking questions is your birthright. In regardless of whatever rejection that you face and experience as a young girl, you literally get to have yourself open doors and see doors open for you that no man can shut, regardless of whatever has been shut down and is shut down as a young girl. Like you get to be bold and you get to dream, and the things that you do dream do come to pass. So it's not crazy. And it's okay to change as well. It's a lot of different things that's going to change. It's so many things that's changed in my life, literally. None of the stuff that I thought I wanted to do as a young girl was like things that I am doing now or anything like that. It's certain things that stuck with me, like as a young girl, that I would like do. I love to write as a young girl and like sing and hear stories and dance. Those are still things I do now. So it's like pay attention to those things that you love now, like as a young girl, because at some point you may find that those are the things you're meant to do. Like your purpose and those things that are like, there for you, as a young girl, there's something that literally is the seeds that you get to see the full fruits of in your future. So yeah, definitely pay attention to those things. Stay tapped in for sure.
I think that's a good advice for all the young girls who will listen to you. Definitely, and I definitely can definitely agree with you that being observant what people what they like at the young age, because you like to dance. You end up being a dancer or still dancing in your older age. So let's do like some rapid fire. So it'll be just one question. I mean, a one word answer.
Oh, okay.
And then once we
Okay.
finish that, I'll ask you one more question, then we are done. So once we finish this section. So one word answer. Introvert or extrovert?
One word. Okay. That's a tough one. I would say introvert for sure.
Okay. Morning person or a night owl?
One word. So that's a tough one too. Okay. Night night owl.
Right there, you can hear the difference between a Kenyan and somebody who grew up in Africa. Because I mean, in America, because I killed on that one. Or I say like I don't know, night owl. Is that how you correctly say it? Night owl.
Yep. Night owl.
I struggle with pronunciations. All right.
Okay.
Dream travel destination.
Oh my goodness. These are tough. Okay. As I'm looking at my vision board right here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, okay. The Northern Lights. Northern Lights.
All right. One word that describes this season of your life. That's the last question for this section. If that helps.
Reaping.
Breathing. Why?
I'm seeing so many different fruits and like seeds, actually. Seeds that's been planted years ago. And I'm seeing the fruits literally like
Yes.
literally in my basket of now. And I'm getting to enjoy those things. And yeah, that's why I get to say I get to reap those things now. The seeds that has been sown for sure.
Definitely. So those are all the questions that I prepared. But during the conversation, Valencia, I can say you are a woman of faith because I can tell just from you speaking. And I'm just curious. What drives you to be the woman of faith that you are?
Seeing God move in my life, literally. Like it's this thing that like nobody can tell me otherwise. Like you can't tell me God is not real and that his favor, like you can't tell me that it's not, his hand over my life, like over just me in general. Like
Right.
it's very unshakable. And it yeah, I literally like have to embrace that, that knowing for sure.
Definitely. I agree with you. And yeah, keep at it, not being shy of the gospel because you don't seem shy. There are people who are shy, and I used to be shy too.
I'm still a little bit shy, I would
Yes,
say.
yes.
I get angry a little bit. Like, yeah. So yeah, it definitely has its pros and its cons. Don't get me wrong.
No, and I agree. Well, for me, it was very obvious to be able to detect that you are a woman of faith, and I think that it's a good thing. Not
Thank
being
you.
shy about your faith, what you believe in, and what God has done for your life. I think it's a good thing in our speech, people to be able to see and to know to whom we belong to. And that
Amen.
came out really clearly with you. So praise be to God on that one. So for our, were you going to say something? Please go ahead.
No, I was gonna say thank you. Like
we have come to the end of this section. I want to thank Valencia for coming in and tuning in and being my guest tonight. You have been amazing, Valencia. I have learned so much from you. And I would love to have you back again at some point in the future.
absolutely. I would love to come back. I know it was so last minute, but I'm so glad. Like it was an absolute yes on my end for sure that I could feel, from the conversation. So thank you so much for having me on. I had so much fun and, loving, getting the chance to actually finally make this happen and to have these conversations with you has been a joy. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. I know we had planned for some time and then I disappeared and then I reappeared. My
Yeah.
apologies. I'll take that one, definitely.
Okay.
To our viewers, if you're viewing now or later, you view this episode, please, I'll ask you to do me a favor. Please like, subscribe, and also share. Leave us a comment if, from what Valencia has shared, if you have a question, you can put it down there. If you have a comment in general, if you could say, Sika, you could have done a better job here and there, anything, put anything there. I am open to feedback as well. I'm learning. So this is it for now, viewers, and God bless you. Have a good night. Until the next time, stay blessed.